Okie dokie folks, very good evening from Newcastle International Airport, and first movement we got this evening is Ryanair's 737-800 and a well-known favourite, Echo India Golf Sierra Golf, which you can just see over there in the distance, and coming all the way from FARO. But very good evening to each and every one of you. Hello to Wasif, Laura Coyle, Sam, Chipaz 1990 and Robert Lambert. Lovely to have you all on board. So the wind has just been given a 220 at 1.4, so it's still fairly strong. Chris Kennedy, hello mate. Lovely to have you on board. Right, so this is the first one we've got. Ryanair's 737-800. Sorry if it's a little bit wobbly, folks. I haven't used this 50 frames per second camcorder for a little bit. Can you all just let me know in the live chat if the audio is okay, please, and the video quality is as well? That'd be great. Nicely done. I say the wind has died down a little bit compared to what it was before, but you can still see with the windsock over there, the windsock at the far end of runway 25, it is still a fair crosswind at the moment. So that's our first movement of this evening, Echo India Golf Sierra Golf, all the way from the Algarve, from Portugal, and it's one airport I've not yet been to. Just going to change the focus a second, folks, just 1 second. There we go. And don't forget, you can track all the movements on flightradar24.com as well. So what you see here, you can see on Flight Radar as well. We've only got about 40% battery life on the phone this evening, so we'll see how long we can go for. But I'm hoping that should be enough to do to get the likes of the Emirates, the Freebird A320, and hopefully a couple of the departures as well. But we'll just we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. I'll just have a quick look at the live chat, folks, just 1 second. Eddie Howe, hello. Ferry Hill, audio's grand, everything's good, fantastic. Doug the Toon, good evening. I'm doing well, thanks very much, mate. I roll on the start of the Premier League. Is it going to be an hour of live stream? Hopefully it might be a bit longer than that. We'll just have to see how the battery life goes. I'm just going to turn off some of the unnecessary things I have running on the phone, just to try and preserve the battery life. But yeah, I'm hoping for at least an hour. At least an hour's live stream, that'd be great. And there's Ryanair pulling up onto stand 2. You can't quite make it out, but the stand guidance is there as well. Stand 2? I meant stand 4, sorry. You can see the stand guidance as well. There is a Jet2 737-800 that's just pushed back as well, so hopefully we should get that departing. There is also a business jet coming in from, I think it's London Luton, or London Stansted, so that's coming in shortly as well. And the next big movement to come in is going to be the Emirates 777, Emirates 29 Lima from Dubai, and that has just turned on to final now. So we'll pan back over at the approach. Zoom in on and over to the threshold there. And you'll see it at the top of your screens there. There it is, the Emirates 777 Alpha 6 Echo November Echo is today's bird from Dubai. And the good thing is this always vacates at the end of the runway, so you're guaranteed a nice view of the Emirates coming in. Robert Hadfield, Bob, good evening mate, lovely to have you on board with us. How are you keeping? I hope you're keeping well mate. I missed your live stream yesterday, but managed to watch it on playback. It was really good, it was really good. Right folks, here's the Emirates coming. There we go, and that's the Emirates down. Very nicely done. This is the point most of the pilots brake and try and vacate at the high speed exit, only to be told to vacate at the end, so yeah. There we have it, A6ENE. Beautiful, very nice to see. Panavia from Luton in 17 minutes. Yep, we'll get that. That Jet 2 737-800 is also taxiing to the runway, so we'll get that departing in just a second as well. This is always the highlight movement to see at Newcastle, the Emirates 777. It's hard to believe that it's pretty much 10 years this year since Emirates changed the Dubai flight from an A330 and upgraded it to the Boeing 777, and 10 years later we still have the flight, albeit not seven times per week, but still a nice movement to see. See, all the Donata catering is just waiting there, and Also the Newcastle International Airport fuel tanker, so everything's ready. And next we've got the Jet 2 737-800 that's lined up on the runway, so we'll pan back to that. No sarky comments about your disrespect for minimums, Bob. Just wait, mate. After this Jet 2's departed, we've got ample time to talk about that, so stay tuned. Right, let's pan over to this Jet 2 737. He was up like a rocket. Dear me, that was quick. That was very quick. Now the jet bridge and everything's going to be connected. It's engine shut down. And ground crew just waiting to deboard the aircraft and get everything done. Pete and Shelley, hello, welcome to the live stream. Lovely to have you with us. Hope you're having a lovely evening. Good to see us live streaming, even if it's not on Flight Sim yet. Well, I'm still hopeful that we will do another Flight Sim live stream this year, but as soon as I get my own place and can build my own setup and everything, it'll be 10 times easier, but just have to wait for that to happen. We'll see if the Eurowings flight's cancelled. Yep, it's been cancelled a few times now. I'm presuming it's due to staff shortages or aircraft availability. There was strikes the other day as well, so it could be that also. But it has been cancelled, the A320 flight. Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, live, mate. Don't worry, I'll pan it along. See you in a bit. So that's the Emirates there on stand anyhow. If you don't have at least 2 branches stuck in your undercart, if you don't have 2 branches stuck in your flight, dear, you take the definition of bush flying to a whole new level, Bob. You really do, mate. You really do. You always wonder what the load factors are like on the Emirates. The load factors, well, Robert, you can see with your own eyes what the load factor is like, so give you an idea, right? So let's just zoom in onto the the rear of the aircraft, okay? And I'll let you count how many people just out the back, and bearing in mind you're only seeing cattle class or the economy section deboard, so it'll give you an idea of what it's like. But I have heard that it is in the high 80s to low 90s typically, so the average load factor is good. The Cancun flights, the TUI flights, I've had friends fly to Cancun and to Melbourne with TUI on the Dreamliner from Newcastle. They've sent me photos and the flights are pretty much full on both going there and coming back, so the demand is clearly there, so it's great to see. If we just pan over at the left here, got a lovely little Loganair Embraer Golf Sierra Alpha Juliet Sierra just taxiing there, and I believe this one's heading to Southampton. Another nice little movement. Scotland's airline. wind's just picked up a little bit as well in the last few minutes. Still fairly blustery. You can see from the hedgerow as well, and the windsock. The windsock at this end of the runway isn't as strong as the other end. The other end is the wind's definitely a bit more consistent and strong as well. And hi Jan as well, Chris Kennedy. A newbie one. Very nice, very nice. I always like to have new ones on board. It's great to have everyone. So I've also got a Ryanair 737-800 coming from Wroclaw in Poland. So that'll be here in the next hour. And also the Freebird A320 from, I think the first one's from DALAMAN. Correct me if I'm wrong. The first one is either from DALAMAN or Antalya. On the approach as well, we've got the business jet that's just about to land. So we'll zoom into that in just a second. Don't forget, folks, please, if you do enjoy what you're watching and you'd like to see more of it, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment in the live chat, and if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So we'll just follow the Loganair along. One of the ground crews just gone up to the Emirates 777, knocked on the door, so we'll see the first passengers coming out in a moment. Been checking Newcastle Airport arrivals and departures, Pete and Shelley, and there's quite a few delayed and even some cancelled flights. There is, yes. The Eurowings flight we were just on about, that's been cancelled, but I believe that's due to issues in Germany. I may be completely wrong, but there is quite a few delayed flights. But yeah. And here we have passengers deboarding Emirates 29 Lima, Emirates 777 from Dubai. I'm kind of confused why they're all getting off and going that way. I believe it's because the fuel... Yeah, that's the way that everyone should be going, where the guy in the orange jacket's going. But yeah, there's loads of people coming off. Right, let's just pan back to the approach, everyone. We've got this business jet coming in. I wouldn't want to deprive any of you of some good movement, so... Here we go. There we go, and that's Golf Uniform Lima Foxtrot Mike, I believe, just touching down there. And you'll probably vacate around Foxtrot and taxi over to the business jet side near Samsung. Delays in mainland Spain. Yep, that's part of the issue, definitely. It's amazing to me just how many delays with airspace and everything there is as well. Just over the past week, I think Czech Republic last week was only accepting about 20 or 30% of its normal movements, which was causing a lot of congestion over Europe. Because of course, if if a country closes its airspace, those flights in turn have to be rerouted through other airspace. So that puts more demand on the controllers. you know, it also creates more congestion, and you know, we've seen from certain aviation disasters that when you get too many aircraft in congested airspace, the outcome can be pretty bad. So trying to avoid that by delaying a flight, I suppose, is, you know, a pretty small thing in reality. Okay, here's the Loganair Embraer 145 Golf Sierra Alpha Juliet Sierra to Southampton. Just about to rotate. If we pan back to the Emirates, see the passengers are still deboarding. It's really good to see these flights back, and I hope very soon that we'll have a daily flight again. That would be great. Right, I'm just going to have a look at the live chat, folks. Don't forget to leave your comments, questions, anything like that in the live chat. We've used 10% battery life for our live stream so far. We've got 33% remaining. We're doing pretty well, I would say. Just make sure I haven't... don't think I've missed anyone out. Nope. Could be Sven Botman. Hey, could be. You never know. I did see the news on Sven Botman that that deal is likely to be concluded in the next week or so, and he is supposed to be coming to Newcastle for his medical. For those of you who don't know, Sven Botman is a coveted and seemingly much in demand football player. And since Newcastle United received Saudi investment last year, the team has been on an upward trajectory. So they've been playing better. There's been you know, a bit more cohesion about the whole team. And with the Saudis back in the team now, it's enabled them to spend a bit more money on players. And one of those is Sven Botman, who's supposed to be joining the club, but yeah, could be happening as early as this week, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. But either way, the team, a bit like Manchester City with Etihad and Arsenal with Emirates, Newcastle United is now one of the teams to receive some Middle Eastern investment. Albeit to some it's a bit controversial because it happens to come from Saudi Arabia, but at the end of the day, it's all part of the game, and it's if you don't have the financial backing these days in the game, you don't tend to survive. So yeah. You've done the Dubai flight before on the 777. Ah, from here. Very nice, very nice. It's I've got quite a few friends and family who've done it over the years, but I might get round to doing it one day. The thing is, everyone knows that I love Ryanair and I love my low-cost fares. And the idea of paying £400 odd to fly from here to Dubai kind of kills me inside, because if I fly from Edinburgh to Budapest, I can then fly from Budapest or Bucharest with Wizz Air to Dubai for like £60, which is, you know, it's absolutely crazy. But essentially you're doing a 2 hour and 40 minute flight, and then after that you're doing another 4 hour 50, 5 hour flight. So it's definitely a place I will visit one day, but I highly doubt that it's going to be from Newcastle. I may be completely wrong, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And Avgeek Mel on Twitter has just shared our live stream. Thank you very much, Mel. That's very kind of you. We are live here at Newcastle International Airport for those of you who've just joined us. And what you're looking at the moment is our Emirates 777 from Dubai. The cleaners are all waiting to go in the back to start cleaning. And yeah, we're just waiting for our next load of movements now. Just having a look on flight radar to see where our next Ryanair is coming from. We've got our Ryanair flight from Wroclaw in Poland coming in, and oh, actually we've got I didn't realise this one was even coming in. It wasn't shown on flight radar. We've got a Jet2 737-800 Golf Delta Romeo Tango Echo, and that is coming in from PAPHOS. It's currently at 10,000 feet, just over Bishop Auckland, and should be landing in the next 10 minutes. So that's an extra movement I didn't realise we had coming in. Meanwhile, the Ryanair I just mentioned, that one is over Amsterdam, so he's still a good 50 minutes away at the moment, 50 minutes to an hour. And the Turkish Freebird Airbus A320 is, he's not that far away, to be honest, 30,000 feet, 20 minutes away, just to the east of Sheffield, so won't be too long there. You can see all the passengers are just boarding Ryanair 737-800 Echo India Golf Sierra Golf, and that's a flight back to the Algarve, to FARO. So they're just getting boarded there. That flight's due to depart in 20 minutes. So as long as our battery life holds out, then we should get that departing as well. So there's a few movements. It's not the busiest of days, it is Sunday, but we'll keep going for as long as the battery life will allow us. Newcastle. So you flew, Pete and Shell. You flew to Dubai, then on to Bali in Indonesia with the 777. Nice one. Toured around Southeast Asia, flew back from Singapore, A3, then 777 to Newcastle. Very nice, very, very nice. So it's part of the world, Asia, I'd love to see one day, but everyone who follows the little trips I do, I'd like to do a lot of flying in and around Europe, and it doesn't it doesn't get old. I still, I'm visiting towns and cities in various European countries where I've never been before, and it's there's so much beauty on our own doorstep, but on the other hand there are other places, and it'll be nice to explore a bit further one day, once Ryanair get their own flights going there, that is. I'm joking, for any of you who don't know. So, and there's the mighty Emirates 777. Swissport stairs extended to the full. The Donata catering is just getting all the meals and everything on board. Newcastle International fuel tanker has both hoses connected to the wing and in the process of refueling the big bird. Spitfire RF100, very good evening to you, mate. How are you doing? Lovely to have you with us. I hope you're keeping well, mate. Feels like ages since I've seen you in a live stream because we haven't done one in a while. Great to have you with us. We'll see if you can see the free bird from DALAMAN. Excellent, mate, excellent. That won't be too long now. And we'll have the Jet 2 737 from Cyprus. That'll be landing in just a few minutes as well, so that'll be good. Have I ever flown on a Boeing 747? No. Fun little story about that, and some of you will remember this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it was part of the... which celebration was it? Was it in 2018 when British Airways were doing a series of celebrations leading up to their 70 years? I can't remember which one it was. But basically British Airways planned a whole series of flights across the UK using their Boeing 747s. So I'm pretty sure one of them was to Manchester, one was to Glasgow, one was to Newcastle, and I'm pretty sure one was to Edinburgh as well. So these were meant to attract aviation enthusiasts from across the UK and passengers alike to highlight the British Airways celebration. However, those flights all were bookable as a Boeing 747 on their website, and I know that, you know, lots of my fellow aviation friends and enthusiasts booked those flights hoping to fly with British Airways on their 747. It was a bit akin to those of you who are a bit older will remember that British Airways did the same with Concorde a few years ago. So they operated a similar sort of thing with Concorde. You could pay X amount and you could go in Concorde, and yeah, that was that. Basically, long story short, I opted not to book this particular flight. I don't know why, but something just told me that it was too good to be true. So I kind of thought, right, I know the date that this 747 is meant to be coming into Newcastle. It would make a phenomenal video to see a 747 at Newcastle, here at my local airport. So I was quite happy to settle for taking a video and sharing it with all of you. So yeah, I didn't book the flight. I almost did. Like I say, lots of my friends did, and unsurprisingly, there was a lot of local news questioning the green credentials of operating 747s into domestic airports out from London Heathrow. After that news spread, it seemed a little too coincidental, but it was all over, like I say, the BBC and lots of different ones. All these people questioning why a big 4-engine plane should be operating a domestic service. The next thing, about a week or so later, the British Airways 747 flights magically disappeared and were changed to Airbus A321s and so on and so forth. Got cancelled because of demand to America. I'm not sure it was due to demand from America at the time, Sam. There was a lot of news going about relating to an airline trying to push its green credentials whilst operating them flights, and it just seemed a bit too coincidental. So long story short, I didn't fly on the 747, I didn't book it, I almost did though, and with the benefit of hindsight, I'm very pleased I didn't. It would have been amazing to happen, it would have been amazing to see, but seeing the disappointment of everyone who had booked those flights, you know, it was a real shame, because that would have been fantastic. The 747 has obviously since been retired, and you know, we're never gonna see a British registered 747 here in the Northeast again. 75th anniversary, 2011. That's right. That's right. Air Force One is in Munich. Yes, I saw that, mate. Seen that on Twitter there before. Right, the Jet 2 737-800 is just on the approach. I'm going to manual focus it so that we get less of an issue when it comes to the approach. There we go. And if I zoom just a little bit out, there you go. You can see the Jet 2's just up there at the top of your screen. You want to be on YouTube again, Chris? I thought being on YouTube once a year would be good enough for you, mate. I mean, we got you departing the last time, waving at us from the side of the aeroplane, but twice in 1 year is probably pushing it. If I were you, I'd start praying now that there's some special movement that forces me to come to the airport, because other than that, with the cost of fuel at the moment, I've drastically reduce the amount of times that I'm visiting the airport. Right, folks, keep your questions coming in, keep your comments going. Let's catch this Jet 2 landing. Again, I apologise if it is a little bit shaky, but it's just my hand, unfortunately. Still, you can see there's still a little bit of a crosswind there from the south. Beautifully done, sir. Beautifully done. Or madam. That was really nice. Oh, we're going to get them vacating at the end as well. Cool. I always love it when they vacate at the end, because then at least you can get a nice view of them vacating the runway. So this one is Delta Romeo Tango Echo, Jet 2 Croatia. But yeah, you can see that wind over at the 2.5 end over the threshold is still fairly blustery from the south. It is forecast to die down over the next couple hours, so yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, that was a nice movement. I wasn't expecting to see that, so that was cool. Next one will be the Freebird A320 from Turkey, so that'll just be in a few minutes. It's still funny if any of you play back my old live streams and look at what we were filming like this time last year. The only thing we were talking about was, oh, we need the restrictions to be lifted. Travel's not going to open up. this, that and the other, and you'd see one flight from Spain, one flight from Malta, and yeah, it's just crazy what things were like. And compare it now with the surge in passenger numbers and everything else, it's phenomenal. It's really good to see things on the up again. See the size difference of the 737-800 and the 777. It's pretty astounding. And I'm pretty sure, I remember seeing this on a poster as well. The engine size of the General Electric, the GE90 on the 777. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the diameter is the same, or should I say the width of it is the same as the fuselage of the 737-800. So it just shows you how big those engines are and how big the 777 is as well. So there's a Jet 2 taxiing, then we've got the Ryanair Echo India Golf Sierra Golf. It's all boarded, the air stairs are up, the stairs at the back are detached, and that'll be pushing back to depart in just a few minutes. So that'll be another good one. Will we ever see an A350 at Newcastle? Yes. I'm 99.9% sure that at some point we will see an A350 at Newcastle. Will it be a scheduled flight? Perhaps. I mean, obviously Emirates did have their A350s on order, which fell through, and then they reordered them again, and now they've got Dreamliners on order, so who knows. But yes, I believe we will see an A350. It might be a diversion, it might be a training flight, but yes, we will see one day. Mel on Twitter as well. Big thank you for your comment on that. You booked the British Airways 747 flight as well, the one which we were just on about, and it was 2019. Crumbs, was it really 2019? Wow. Can't believe it's 3 years ago. And then the standard BA plane back home, they did refund you when you changed it from the 744 to an A320. That is good. That is really good. And I'm pleased that they did refund you. I know a lot of people who booked that flight, same as yourself as well, and they ended up just doing the trip and trying to, do a little bit of plane spotting and then flew back. But it's no an A320 or an A321neo is no 747 by any stretch of the imagination. but yeah, it was a fun time. That it would have been lovely if those flights had have happened, but again, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But yeah. And to answer some of the comments in the live chat, only shame is that great aircraft to fly on. We've got footage on our YouTube channel from our travels. Oh, excellent, great. And which airline did you fly with when you flew on the Boeing 747, Pete and Shelley? The other half, not moi, Chris. Ah, right. So in other words, Chris, you're grounded, but the other half is allowed to fly. That makes sense. That makes sense. After your YouTube fame of being on this YouTube channel live, whilst you were sat there on that 737-800 waving at us, you're now confined to the northeast. That's a great shame, mate. It's a great shame. Robert Lambert, only shame we don't get more 737 MAX in at Newcastle. Would be good to see more of them here. Totally agree with you, mate, although I'd argue that we actually get more MAXs now than we've ever had before. We've got TUI based 737 MAXs, we've got regular Ryanair 737 Maxes from Alicante, from Malaga, from Poland, from Krakow. So we have regular flights in that regard. Corendon as well. Corendon Airlines, I believe, have sent 4 or 5 737 Maxes on their flight from Turkey. So I would argue that we see more Maxes now than, in fact, to a degree, we even see more Max operators than what we do Neo operators, because Neo operators, as regards Airbus, we only have EasyJet with their 320 Neos. We have had their A321 Neo from Bristol occasionally. British Airways with their 320 and 321. And other than that, we did have Air Malta bring their A320 Neo in. But other than that, we don't really have any other Neo operators. I would say that we have almost more Maxes, you know, now than we do Neos in some cases, which is ironic to say, because a year ago we wouldn't have been saying that. So, you know, it's funny how times have changed. But yeah, good point, and it would be nice to see some more here. Ryanair have launched, or announced the launch even, of a new route to Cork and a new route to Barcelona for the end of the year. And I am hearing positive news coming out of the Ryanair camp here now, that we've got more routes on the horizon for next year. And more routes means potentially more aircraft. So that would be brilliant. For those of you who don't know, so up until 2020, EasyJet had a base here at Newcastle Airport. They had 2 Airbus A319s, 1 Airbus A320, with a whole variety of routes across Europe. At the end of their operation, it was mainly the likes of Spain and Portugal and the like. But at the start of the pandemic in 2020, they massively reduced their flight schedule and basically put a complete stop and cut their entire network from Newcastle, moved the aircraft out from the northeast, and basically just left Newcastle with an odd flight from Belfast and an odd flight from Bristol. Interestingly, before Ryanair announced its base here, British Airways did operate a series of flights to Portugal, because even British Airways recognised the demand from the northeast. And this was going back to a time when the government was flip-flopping about what's on the red list, what's on the green list, what's on the amber list, where can you go, where can you not go, blah blah blah. And the fact that EasyJet pulled out so soon, and it wasn't just out of Newcastle Airport either, but even the likes of London Southend Airport, where they built a very decent network out of Southend with hundreds of thousands of passengers, and they just ditched the whole thing. And of all the airlines to reach their pre-COVID recovery, EasyJet is is one of the notable ones who is lagging well behind the likes of Wizz Air, Ryanair, even the likes of Jet2 and TUI. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting to see. So the Freebird A320 has just turned on to final, and I can see its landing lights. We'll just pan back to that in 1 second. I just need to quickly use this. So our phone battery is on 20%, so we should be good to do at least another hour's live stream, hopefully. But we'll see what movements we've got and try and see when we'll get to a cut-off point. don't know if you can hear much of the wind noise, but it is fairly windy. Right, we're just going to zoom back in on the 2.5 threshold. Just going to manual focus that. And there you can see the Freebird A320 just on final there. There we have it, Freebird Airlines A320 from Turkey. It's years since I've seen one of these here in the northeast. So cool to have them back. Oh, is he going to vacate at the end? Is he? No, he's going to vacate. Oh, I had my hopes up there for a second. Tango, Charlie, Foxtrot, Hotel Charlie. Very nice. And Paul Eddy, welcome back as a channel member, mate. Lovely to have you back on board, mate. The light is just perfect at the moment. It's just breaking through the clouds, and it's lovely. The business jet that we saw before, Golf Uniform Lima Foxtrot Mike, is just starting its engines, and the Ryanair 737-800 has just pushed back, so we've got 2 more movements to come. And then we've got Ryanair Echo India Golf Sierra Golf taxi in there. For those of you who don't know, up until December of last year, when I was doing regular live streams using Microsoft Flight Simulator X, this particular aircraft, Echo India Golf Sierra Golf, was one of my most used aircraft. So the registration I flew the most was this one. I've also flown on this particular aircraft 3 times. So yeah, I've got a bit of a weird connection with this particular 737-800, and even to the point, if you replay some of my live streams, a lot of people would tune in whenever I was flying, you know, say Dublin to Manchester or Stansted to Gdańsk. The most common comment on the live streams was, oh, you're not flying Echo India Golf Sierra Golf again, are you? It's like, well, yes I am. It was a nice paint that fellow YouTube Aviation Up Close, Matthew Jones, did for me, and it's one I've been using for a few years now, but with moving house and everything this year, and not really having the room to do it, I haven't managed to do any flight simulator live streams this year, but plus I'm wanting to switch over to FS 2020 once the 737-800 is released, so we'll hold out a little bit longer for that. If you ever come plane spotting here to Newcastle Airport and you're spotting at this location, it's a great spot, particularly early morning from this angle, especially in the morning, because as the aircraft are taxiing, they've got you've got the light from this side, so the light is usually perfect as well. So yeah, again, every month. Yep. You're making this a common feature, mate. A very common feature. Wow, we've got nearly 100 people watching the live stream at the moment. Dear me, it's amazing. Welcome to each and every one of you, and I hope you're enjoying it. So over here, just on the south side, we've got Golf Uniform Lima Foxtrot Mike, and that's just taxiing to the holding point for runway 25, and that's going to be departing back to London. And Pete and Shell, you flew on a British Airways 747 from Heathrow to John F. Kennedy. Very nice, very nice. I know some people who have flown on some exotic 747s over the years with various airlines, and it's quite interesting to, or should I say, it's sad in a way to see how few operators are left now. But yeah, definitely one day it's one aircraft type I would love to fly on. So the Ryanair's still taxiing to Delta 1. The Gulfstream is going to backtrack down the runway. Oh my goodness, we've just passed 100 viewers. Wow. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good of you all to tune in. So the Gulfstream there is just going to backtrack down the runway. Meanwhile, on the left side, you'll see the Ryanair's just taxiing. And there's the Ryanair just approaching Delta 1 there. So the Gulfstream will either depart first or vacate at Charlie and then taxi to Delta 1. So it'll be one of the two. But, yeah, don't forget, folks, you can track all these movements on Flight Radar 24, and you can watch it live here as well. Would you consider playing the ATC again when you do the live streams? Probably not, mate. Probably not. The only one I've really done it was at London Heathrow in 2020 for the final British Airways 747 fly past. But apart from that, yeah, I wouldn't. That was a one-off special occasion. I wouldn't do it regularly, though. No. Recordings is different to broadcasting live, so yeah. You seen that in Edinburgh today and you laughed and you said it's Jonathan. Thanks, Paul. Love you too, mate. So it looks like the Gulfstream is going to be the first to depart, so the Ryanair's holding short, and the Gulfstream's just going to depart, so yeah. Robert Lambert, where's this spot? Is it just down from the metro station? Yeah, so if you go to the Callerton, oh, there's a bus. if you go to the Callerton metro station, park there, or even if you're just walking, if you get the metro there, you can walk along and it takes about 5-10 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, so it's very easily accessible, and there's a footpath right up to the spot as well, so it's well worth it. You wonder if JetBlue will ever think about Newcastle for the future? Potentially. I don't really see Jet2 coming here in the near future. United Airlines obviously had their 757 flight here for a couple of years, but unfortunately it's just not a route that seemed to do well. The average load factor even during the summer was fairly low, but that's not to say it could never happen in the future. I mean, there's a lot more. The population in the northeast has expanded by a good amount over the last few years. There's been more people move in as well, so you know, there's every possibility in the future we might see such a route, so never say never. Right, here is the Gulfstream just departing. You'll see the Ryanair 737 lining up in the background as well. There we go, that's Golf Uniform Lima Foxtrot Mike, airborne. Now my battery level on the phone has dropped down to 14%, folks, so we won't be able to be live for too much longer, unfortunately. So I'm just going to see where that, once this Ryanair's departed, we'll have a look and see where the other Ryanair from Poland is, and we might have to make that the last movement we film, unfortunately. Just the last thing I want to have happen is for the live stream to completely die and you're all sat there looking at your screen thinking, where's the live stream, what's going on? So I should have had my phone fully charged, but unfortunately I've been using it a lot today and I haven't been back home since this morning, so yeah, we'll just use it for as long as we can, basically. So Echo India Golf Sierra Golf's just waiting to get departure clearance. We've got 142 people watching now, dear me. Hello to each and every one of you. It's lovely to have you all tuned into the northeast here this evening. Thank you for joining. And yeah, we'll only be live for probably another couple of more movements, but I hope you're enjoying what you're watching. Thank you for tuning in. Right, here's the next one, Ryanair's 738 to FARO. Very nice. Very, very nice. Right, we're just going to have a quick look at Flight Radar 24 just to see where this other movement, the other Ryanair is. And Jet2 is going to be self-handling at Edinburgh soon. That'll be pretty good, mate. That'll be pretty good. I think Jet2's operation now, you know, sees them doing a lot more of their own handling and everything, and if it works for them, then I suppose that's the main thing. Right, the Ryanair Sierra Papa Romeo Kilo Victor is 12 minutes away. It's at 16,000 feet. So what we'll do is we'll stay around for that, and then we'll end the live stream, because actually don't know if I can do this. Don't know if you can all see that. So basically we've got let me just move that a bit away. So we've got the Ryanair 737-800, which is there. It's just over Whitby there, and yeah, he's not too far out, but as you can see, the battery life, we've only got 13% remaining, unfortunately. So I think what we'll do is we'll get that Ryanair landing, and then we'll call it a day. And that's that's me hoping that this battery lasts until he until it lands. So just to let you all know, the noise that you can hear in the background is the metro line. So it's the metro train going from Newcastle all the way along into Newcastle city centre and the coast. That's the main metro line connecting Newcastle Airport to the city centre. So from time to time you'll hear that rumbling noise. That's just one of the trains going past. Well, sorry, it's not a train, it's a metro. So that's the noise you can hear in the background. So that Ryanair's almost at 10,000 now, and isn't too far away. Have I not got a battery bank? Pete and Shell, yes, I do have a battery bank, but the issue is, let me just, sorry for zooming in and out, folks, I know this must be annoying. Right, so basically the phone is connected and it only has one Type-C connection. So that Type-C connection is what's allowing me to do this live stream. And unfortunately, it only has one Type-C connection, so I can't charge it and live stream at the same time. So I do have a power bank, but unfortunately I can't use it at the moment. So sorry about that. Next time we do a live stream, I'll come with a fully charged phone battery. Although, for those of you who've tuned into my live streams in the past, you'll probably know this. I used to do the live streams using my laptop, so I would tether the camcorder to a mirror box, and then from the mirror box to the laptop. But the problem was the laptop had a tendency, after about 35 to 45 minutes, of all of a sudden just completely dying. And I believe that it was a battery related issue. So I started to look into other ways to live stream, just to get to an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours. And this is this was the best way to do it. So it works. However, it is better if you have a fully charged battery. So yeah. Ryanair flights over Scarborough Ferry Hill? Yes, it is. It is indeed. You can get power banks now that wireless charge. Yes, you can get power banks at wireless charge, but my phone isn't wireless charge capable. So that's the only downside with it, Bob. So yeah. TG, hello, lovely to have you on board. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Hope you're keeping well. That's right, Chris, that's right. It's Swissport at Newcastle, but Jet2 do have all of their own little things. So they've got, if you see there in the distance, they've got their own steps. They've got their own maintenance, they've got their own operation, basically. So, you know, there's still, you can see it there on this stand as well, another Jet2 one. They've got lots of their own stuff here at Newcastle Airport. Let me try and find you something else. There's vans and all sorts as well, which is all Jet 2. So yeah, they have a lot of their own stuff here at Newcastle, which I don't know how it works as regards operations, especially with the likes of Swissport and that. I'm not entirely sure. Paul Eddy is more qualified. Paul Eddy's more qualified to talk about it than I am, because he works at Edinburgh Airport. So, for those of you who don't know, they've got their own tours and luggage bins in place. More coming from Stansted. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It'll be good to see more of it. Your Northeast team, yes, that's a Northeast team for you. Yeah, it's a lovely evening. So looks like they're just getting bags of rubbish off the Emirates 777 there, and soon that'll be ready for the next load of passengers to get on to Dubai. So yeah, thank you all again to everyone who's tuned in. I can't believe that we've got 130 of you plus sat watching this live stream here from the Northeast. It's wonderful to have each and every one of you on board, and to those of you who've been here since the start, it really does mean a lot. So thank you all ever so much. Got to give credit where credit's due. When we see a lot of the delays in the industry at the moment, and you know, a lot of the disruption, you've got to think of all the ground staff who are at the forefront. I just saw an absolutely disgusting video before of an airport worker being assaulted by a passenger, and it's not the first one I've seen this year. You know, such individuals should not be allowed to fly, full stop. But at the same time, it just really puts a spotlight on, you know, what a lot of the ground staff have to go through, and you know, it's completely unacceptable. Especially at the moment, because things are getting back to normal, passenger levels are recovering, and so on. But you know, it's the airport workers, the baggage handlers, the ones on customer service who are dealing with, you know, the fallout resulting from a delay. They're the ones who we really need to give a big shout out to. But yeah, violence against such staff is just not acceptable, and it's really appalling. Well folks, my phone battery has reached 9%, and this Ryanair 737-800 is at 4,000 feet. And if I look to my right hand side, I can just see the Ryanair descending below the cloud. So we should just make this one landing, and then we're going to end the live stream, rather than it being ended abruptly. So we'll do that in just a second, folks. But, you can see the Freebird tail is just over at the other side there, gleaming in the nice evening sun here. And in just a second we'll pan over to the Ryanair as soon as it's established on the ILS. Pan back over to that in just a moment. And we've got 160 people who are tuned in to watch this Ryanair 737-800 landing. Whoever would have thought a Ryanair landing would be so important? I never thought I'd see the day. You deal with loading, unloading, general turnarounds. Jet 2 have their own dispatchers, their own steps that we must use, and not the Swissport ones. That makes complete sense there, Paul. Makes complete sense. But, at the end of the day, it is their own operation. They do like to try and do things independently if they can. Right, we're going to pan back to the approach. You've got to go, Bob. No worries, Robert Hadfield. You take care of yourself, mate. And it's been lovely to have you on the live stream tonight, mate. Thank you very much for joining. Chris Marshall, good evening, mate. How are you doing? Lovely to have you on board, mate. Lovely to have you on board. You've just tuned in at the perfect time. We're just about to capture the last movement of the evening. And also, folks, I'll probably try and do a live stream in the next week or so. I'll schedule it in advance if I can. So do check out my YouTube channel. If you hit the notifications as well, you should get the notification for when we next go live. And yeah, we'll try and do it on a busy evening as well, because I think you'd all like to see some more traffic as well. It's been constant tonight, but it hasn't been massively busy, so we'll try and do one on a day where there's a bit more traffic. There in the distance you can see the lights there. That's the Polish registered Ryanair 737-800 coming in from Wrocław in Poland. So that's our last movement of today, and we've got nearly 200 people tuned in to watch this landing, which is, you know, absolutely incredible. So if I've already said it 3-4 times, I'll keep saying it. You're all very welcome on board the live stream, everyone, and thank you all for joining. Laura Coyle, you've liked it. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Chris, I didn't answer your question, mate. Am I waiting for the Emirates to go out? I might be heading back before the Emirates goes out. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't really decided. You do try hard to get everyone off on time, Paul. That is true, mate. You all work very hard. You wonder if Newcastle is using Ryanair's rear holds yet? That's a good question, which I have not a clue about, unfortunately, mate. Well, this is just perfect time. We've got 7%. We've got 7% battery life remaining, and the last movement is on final approach, so couldn't be better timed. That wind has died down even from when we start live streaming, but yeah, it's still a little bit of a challenge there on the 2.5 end. But, there we go, very nicely done. You can see the crab that the crews are having to use just as they come into land due to that crosswind, but it's definitely not as bad as it was before, though. Now, if the crew would just like to vacate at the end of the runway, nope, they're going to vacate there. Fair enough. Almost to a complete standstill on the runway as well. There we go, folks. That is the last movement of today. It doesn't look like he's in any hurry to get off the runway. Sierra Papa Romeo Kilo Victor. So we'll pray that the battery life allows us to film him up until the point he shuts his engines down. But he's going extremely slowly at the moment. That's the crew vacated at the high-speed exit at holding point Bravo. So I imagine they'll be taxiing to a stand on the north side of the pier. So in theory they should make a right turn unless they're parking on this side. It's another one of the metro trains just gone past. Oh no, they're parking on this side, so it's a little bit better. Looks like they'll be parking on stand number 4. So I can see the gate guidance is already lit up, so looks like they'll be parking on stand 4. And to any of our Polish viewers, witam do Newcastle. Welcome to Newcastle. There you can see the stand guidance. But I checked to make sure we're down to 5% battery life on the phone now, so we should just make it. Boeing, you can see on the stand guidance there, Boeing 737-800, and it's just guiding the crew in onto stand. Seem to be a little little to the side according to that. And they've got the stop message. Stop message too far. Oh dear. Oh well, you never saw it, folks, you never saw it here. Well everyone, thank you all so much for watching. We've had nearly 200 people watch the live stream at any one point, which is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you all so much. In fact, actually we've had over 200, I've just logged on my phone, 212 people watching. It's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. Thank you all so much for watching. And like I say, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, it's entirely up to you. And hit the notifications for when we next go live, and it'll be lovely to see you on board then. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And Paul Eddy, thank you as well, mate. Lovely to have you on board. Ava, I'm going to watch the Emirates depart. Possibly, I'm not sure. Chris Kennedy as well, take care of yourself, mate. Zane, Sam, Chipaz1990, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. So from Newcastle International Airport on Sunday, what day is it? Sunday the 26th of June 2022. Thank you all very much for watching, and it's been we've had some great conversation, and it's been really nice to have you all on board. So take care everyone, we'll see you next time, and I hope you all have a great week. Take care.